What do you guys want to talk about Imran Khan being shot? Because we have a question related to that as well.
Yeah,
Always go
so
for it. Go for it.
yeah,
Yeah.
there's loads to talk about. Last week I was going to talk about what actually happened to this renowned Pakistani investigative journalist Ashar Sharif, but then I think I let it go and I said that I'll do it in my own solo show, which I did. So let me recap the whole thing. So I might need 5-10 minutes for you guys to understand. So first of all, Imran Khan, as you know, came to power back in 2018 with the aid of Pakistani military, or so it's said, or it's a common belief, and probably it's true as well, because all the elections, general elections in Pakistan, they are somehow engineered by the Pakistani military. And we have a long history of that. So as Hillary Clinton said, what they meant by the deep state, Pakistan is the picture-perfect example of that. We hear about all these conspiracy theories that, oh, CIA is doing this, or, like these secret societies in America or England doing that. No, that is not as active as it is in the case of Pakistan. And in the case of Pakistan, that is Pakistani military. So 2018, Imran Khan fell in good books of the Pakistani establishment, as we like to call it, and the elections were engineered, and he came to power. Imran Khan kept saying the Pakistani establishment and the military and his government are on the same page, proverbially speaking, which meant that they're both together in everything. So obviously, the opposition, Nawaz Sharif's party and late Benazir Bhutto's party, now run by Zardari, they kept saying that, okay, well, this honeymoon is gonna turn into a nasty divorce at one stage, and lo and behold, that's what happened back in April 2022. That's when Imran Khan was ousted under a constitutional process of no confidence motion that was put forth in the parliament by all the opposition parties in Pakistani General Assembly or Pakistani Parliament, and they ousted Imran Khan. Imran Khan was kicked out reluctantly, and when he came out, he started saying that United States concocted this regime change operation. So he's been, ever since then, he's been accusing the United States government for doing that. There might be some truth in that, but not necessarily to the extent that Imran Khan is accusing. And obviously, they quote all the past CIA operations and the toppling of regimes, etc., all around the world. American history is rich with that. So what happened on the eve of Russia's invasion of Ukraine, Imran Khan naively ended up in Moscow. And then later on, he said, look, I didn't know that's what Putin was going to do. But he was there on the eve of the invasion. The United States did not like it. The United States wanted Pakistan to condemn that attack. Imran Khan didn't condemn it. And a couple of weeks later, he was ousted. So Imran Khan says that is one of the reasons why they did it. But obviously, there were some other reasons behind that as well. So Imran Khan has been doing this agitation politics ever since. And now he turned on his previous masters, Pakistani military, the same General Bajwa, who's the army chief of Pakistan. Now, this is the first time in the history of Pakistan, first time ever, no political leader has ever stood up to the Pakistani establishment the way Imran Khan has. And Imran Khan has been, Imran Khan is light years ahead in the social media game than his opposition competitors. So they have been abusing the military. They've been abusing the Pakistani army chief, calling him a traitor and all of that, so much so that military got really agitated. Now, Imran Khan has since... so Imran Khan realized that... Oh, sorry, what's that? So Imran Khan has...
sorry, you had that audio?
Yes.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
So Imran Khan has this... he organized this long march, and he's marching towards Islamabad and with only one agenda. He's asking the government to resign and announce early elections. By the way, elections are not due until July next year. So Imran Khan knows he's at the peak of his popularity. So if the elections were held today, he would win not by just 2/3 majority, but he'd win 60% of the votes, which is what he needs to make a popular majority. So So that's where we're at. So Imran Khan has been doing this agitation politics. He's been accusing the Pakistani military explicitly of working in cahoots with the United States establishment or CIA or the United States government, overthrowing the Pakistani elected government, etc., etc. There was one journalist, Arshad Sharif, a couple of weeks ago now. He was brutally murdered in Kenya. Now, what was he doing in Kenya? He was in Pakistan and he had to flee Pakistan because he had been getting some death threats, possibly by ISI, I'm just reporting what they've said. I don't know how true that is. But obviously he was running for his life. So he went to the UAE, and then a couple of months later, his visa expired. Then he fled to Kenya. And he kept it undercover. Nobody knew. Well, obviously some people found out. And then he was killed by the Kenyan police, by the Kenyan death squad, who are known. Al Jazeera has made a documentary on that, by a known corrupt Kenyan police who are known for taking out, these assassination hits, etc. So they said that while it was a case of mistaken identity, we thought he was some guy who had stolen the similar looking car and had kidnapped a child. So we had a roadblock there, and we told them to stop, but they didn't stop. So we opened fire, and boom, we killed Arshad Sharif. And then they changed their story, because obviously if you think that there's a kid in a car, stolen car, why would you shoot at a car? Wouldn't you kill the kid as well? And the way they've shown the car, it seems like they were whoever the shooter was, or shooters were, they were all targeting the passenger instead of the driver. And driver apparently survived, and he drove for like 40-50 kilometers or so back to his farmhouse, and that's where he called the police, and they came, and that's how the world knew of Arshad Sharif getting killed. Now, Arshad Sharif used to be a pro-military journalist, but then when this regime change operation happened, he became anti-military, and he had been just turning up the heat on the Pakistani military chief, General Bajwa. So all of this happened. Everyone, like every Imran Khan supporter, has been now, they're just accusing openly ISI, Pakistan Army, of killing this investigative journalist. And Imran Khan has been using that as well. And then, as I said, because his long march, and then he announced this long march because he said that, okay, well, now is the time to gain more influence or gain more traction to his movement. And then as he was marching towards Islamabad, some guy came and shot at him. One person tried to stop him. He got shot point blank in the face, and he died. We can see the video. The other person held his hand, and like there was some few fires in the air, and then apparently, this is the official account, that one of those bullets hit Imran Khan on his leg. Now, Imran Khan is saying that's not true. That guy was a fall guy. He only had a little pistol, and at the distance where Imran Khan was and the way it hit his leg, there was this big metal sheet in front of him, so it could not have penetrated through him. So the guys on Imran Khan's container, so they put a container on at the back of a truck, and then that's where they stand. It's pretty makeshift.
All right, but the Patreon question also wants to know what would happen if he was killed. What do you think would happen?
Well, I'll come to that. So I want to explain.
But do it faster, because we need to get to the other questions.
Yeah, I know that. We hang on. We're just 10 minutes into it, so people need to know what the whole story is. Vidu, don't you want to know? I think you want to know. Yes, he wants to know. Okay, so Imran Khan's people have been saying that we saw a couple of other snipers on rooftops as well. So that was definitely not one guy. Now, this guy, he was arrested, and contrary to the normal procedures, his confessional statements was released by someone in Punjab police, and he said, look, I only shot at him because Imran Khan has made some blasphemous statements, and on my channel I've discussed it a couple of times before that because he's an idiot when it comes to religion. He just makes these half-assed statements. He said previously that if you don't vote for me, you're doing kufr. Or this is shirk. Yeah, he said this is shirk because these guys are corrupt and they're demigods. So if you vote for them, then this is shirk. so he said he's made some pretty idiotic statements in the past. And by the way, when the French cartoon saga happened, there was a brutal crackdown on TLP. Those guys who were saying expel the French ambassador back. Yeah. So there were widespread protests across Pakistan, and Pakistani government at that time used pretty heavy force, and they killed around 150 people. Now those people belong to TLP, Tehreek-e-Labak movement. So those of you who know, you can Google it. It's a very hardline group. I often talk about that group, that if there's any group that can take over Pakistan, that's that. So it seems like this guy belongs to that group, but he also seems like it's not a Lee Harvey Oswald kind of thing. It does look like that there were some other people involved in this. And now Imran Khan got hit on the leg, and he said, well, this is it. Funnily enough, Imran Khan just did a press conference. He said in September, he actually made a speech. He said, I've been told that there are 4 people who are plotting to assassinate him, and when he's killed, they would say that some religious fanatic killed him because he thought Imran Khan had committed blasphemy. So, his prediction turned out to be very almost true, with the exception that he survived.
It's a political motivation disguised as a religious motivation.
Well, that's what he claims.
And it seems like he's right.
Look, to be honest, it looks pretty bad. We don't know, but it looks pretty bad. As I said, that's the reason why I told you about Ashar Sharif and the journalist. He got killed. He was the biggest anti-military journalist, and now Imran Khan is the biggest anti-military, yet the most popular leader in Pakistan's history at the moment. So what would have happened? I reckon Pakistani military actually dodged the bullet, because had he died, it would have been really, really bad. I want to show some.
You think there would be a second attempt or third?
Well, look. I mean, if these guys are any, like if they have half a brain, then they would know that they've just dodged a bullet. Look, let me show you what's happening on the streets of Pakistan. There are mass scale. I'm trying to show it. So there are mass scale protests. People are coming out. People are so emotional over it. Look at this woman, and this is just the police. Whoa. But we've seen tanks rolling in. People are so angry. I'll show you the tanks one.
That's a brave woman. She's just charging at a guy.
Yeah, she is. But he didn't shoot. Look at this. This is Lahore. There are tanks there. There's so many other places. You can see heavy military presence. And Pakistanis, this is the first time when people are so angry. I've never seen it. So I reckon had he died, it would have been really, really bad. No one in the history of Pakistan. Nawaz Sharif has he said something, read between the lines kind of thing. Look at this. And this is the army chief. No one dared to, attack the military the way is being attacked. Oh, by the way, there's another guy. This guy, he's a senator of Pakistan, obviously under Imran Khan's party. His press conference came out yesterday as well, and he was crying. Apparently, he was arrested. He was molested, abused, and then also while all of this was happening, the Pakistani intelligence, and this is him accusing. He's saying the Pakistani intelligence, ISI, actually put cameras in his room and recorded him having sex with his wife, and they are circulating the video and they're trying to blackmail him. Have a look. So this is where he cries.
What is that, blackmail?
Look at this. He's crying. This is a senator, by the way. So all hell's broken loose.
How is that a blackmail? It's his wife.
No, but they're saying that apparently they're saying that no one's seen that video yet because it hasn't come out yet. But apparently they're saying that he is probably having sex with some younger woman. But his daughter has recognized that this is his own house, so they've just put someone else's face on his wife's body. So I don't know, like we haven't seen the body, but it's just embarrassing in a highly conservative country like Pakistan. It's just embarrassing, a sex tape coming out, and obviously they've put these little mini cameras, they've bugged the rooms of senators, and obviously they're all accusing the Pakistani military and ISI behind that.
So the Pakistani military is losing a lot of credibility, like compared to before. It's like because people used to, that was one entity that people used to have high regards for and respected. Like, but now that's like being crushed, right? That the little credibility they used to have. I mean,
well, yeah, absolutely. I mean, in the past, only liberal people like us would say, "Hang on a second, the military has no business in politics. Kick them out." But because, you know, like with these third world countries with the easily indoctrinated, brainwashed people, they're like, "Yeah, okay, nationalism. Yeah, I'm a nationalist. I love my army. I love my agency." You know, like, but now one person, the most popular leader, when he's turned on the Pakistani military, now they're saying the same thing. They're like, "Yeah." Now they're saying everything. Now they're saying the same thing that Indians have been saying for so long. That Pakistani military. Why do you take so much pride in the Pakistani military? They haven't won you a single war. They lost in 1948. They lost in 1965. They lost in 1971. They lost in 1999. So why do you take so much pride in this bullshit army? According to the Indian, then you know there's a lot of truth in that too.
What is it? There's a super chat. I don't understand what the super.
Yeah,
Xi Jinping is saying. Oh, can you explain this to us?
So Pakistan was almost outed by India in this. There's a T20 World Cup going on, so Pakistan was down and out because then after India they lost to Zimbabwe, and then today was supposed to be Pakistan's last game, but surprisingly South Africa, as always, they choked again and they lost to Netherlands, which is nothing cricket team when it comes to cricket, and it's like Pakistan's like, huh?
We're back in. We're back in.
We're playing the semis. So that's what's happening.
Oh, okay. Well, that's crazy. It's really unsafe to be a politician in Pakistan, eh? You guys keep losing them. Like, I don't know. I think like I'm predicting. I don't know if you could. I'm predicting that this is not going to be the last attempt, and maybe there's going to be maybe 2 or 3 attempts.
I want to say one thing. Like, I mean, I'm not a fan of Imran Khan since 2020. Like, and I know you spoke with me when I was in April. I think you spoke with me when Imran Khan was ousted, and I explained. And you said, Haris, the way you're telling the story, it feels like you're very heartbroken. And that was true because I used to love him, but then he overplayed his religious card. He started, so I don't like his politics. But then when all of this happened, and then I thought, oh, hang on, he could be killed. And then I was like, hang on a second, that's not fair. But kudos to him. This is what I mean. I can dislike him for his politics, but I still like him for his determination. The guy is 1 in a billion, I'd say. I mean, he worked so hard. He stood by his beliefs. He, he's like, okay, now he wants to challenge the military. No one has ever done it. No one. Nawaz Sharif did it just a little bit and then he ran away. This guy has now literally taken bullets for it, and he's not backing down. He's saying, F you, I'm coming after you. He's saying that. I reckon he's gone into the Messiah complex. I think, that's obviously narcissism as well. And people like that, he says that I'm not afraid to die. As a Muslim, I believe the night that is in the grave is not outside of it. I'm like, that's the Messiah complex. Like, Hitler had it too. Like, he's like, I'm sent for this special purpose. Like, I cannot die. I have to do these amazing things before I die. So this is what he believes. He's deluded. He believes that he can't die. And if he does die, then there would be some sort of, God's plan in that too. So he's at the height of his, I don't know, delusion. As well. Yeah. He's at his height of delusion. Yeah.
Do you have like any feelings towards all of this? Like, are you like completely, because I know Haris has a lot of history in Pakistan and all, but I don't know, do you have any feelings about any of this? Are you connected to that community? Yeah.
Not as much as Haris. Obviously, Haris used to live there. But having said that, growing up in a Pakistani household, this is what they binge on news. This news for them is like celebrity gossip for like people like You know, like Kim Kardashian, this kind of crap, Kanye. They don't have that. They have politicians getting shot, politicians getting bribed, murdered, journalist, lawyer, whatever it is, and they
Safe
have
state.
become a news-obsessed country. And yeah, so to be honest with you, it's kind of weird when you think about the power dynamic. Whereas, if he manages to overcome the military somehow, will he now be almost like a Julius Caesar dictator kind of person, where he's untouchable? Because now he will then get rid of the king, and he will become the king. So although you could get a situation where you have elections that are just he's now doing the rigging. Maybe he won't even need to be doing the rigging, because it will just be like, oh my God, Imran Khan is untouchable. You can't question him. He's now God. He's now this. He's now that. And he's already in his delusional state where he thinks all this stuff is true. So although he might get rid of one. Well, was it that saying that to become or to overcome a monster, you have to become a monster, or something stupid like that, whatever it is. And he will have to become a bigger monster than the military to dispose of it. So I don't know.
He has fascist tendencies. I've been thinking before obviously this assassination attempt. I've been thinking about it a lot, and he's not necessarily standing up for the true democratic principles that the military should have nothing to do with politics. He's asking the military to stand on his side. He wants to bring the military under his influence. He wants to bring the judiciary under his influence. So he's behaving like a true fascist. Although I don't think, there's no comparison with him and Hitler. I'm not going to use that word, because I don't think he's capable of ordering anyone to murder or anything. I really don't think that. But he has these fascist attitudes towards running a government. He has this messiah complex. He genuinely believes that this creator of billions of galaxies is just there and he just got his special hand on his God's hand on his shoulders, and it's like, oh, well done, son, you go on. I'm standing right behind you. So he has this delusion. So, but the dangerous thing is, he's the most popular leader in Pakistan right now. He really all the whole of opposition is on one side, what they call PDM. I don't know what it stands for. Like Nawaz Sharif's party, Zardari's party, Mullahs, MMA. They're all together on one end, and Imran Khan is on the other side, and he's still more powerful. He's
That's why I think there might be more assassination attempts. He's just too big. He's just too big.
Yeah, but they've seen the hint though. Like I would think, like, if I was ISI, if or whoever I am, like who's trying to kill him, I would be like, well, hang on a second. If they have any stakes in Pakistan, if they're foreign powered, which I doubt, then they'd be like, yeah, that'd be interesting. Let's see Pakistan burn. Let's see chaos. Let's see, because Pakistan, so many people turned up in front of Pakistani military headquarters, Corps Commander House, and they're protesting. They're throwing rocks at the military houses. Military establishment has never happened. It's never happened.
Yeah, but there's too much at stake. Okay, this is why I think there's going to be more assassination. Okay, there's a lot of money involved. Okay, Pakistan gets a lot of aid from the United States, and then Imran Khan is taking a position against like the biggest sugar daddy. Like, so all the finances involved and all the security involved, atomic bombs involved, stability of a country that has so much radical Islam involved. There's too much at stake to let Imran Khan. I mean, I'm not endorsing any of this, but I'm saying in their view, there's just too much at stake for just let this guy just like take all of that away. That's why all of the interests and aligns to just assassinate the guy. But anyway, this is not an endorsement of any of
course,
this,
of course. None of us would endorse that.
I'm just saying it for YouTube. YouTube is crazy.
But it's very dangerous. Like, I mean, so here's the key. The next key event is in 9 or 10 days. The military chief, his tenure is about to run out, and he said that he has no intentions to renew or seek extension to his tenure. Now, a lot of conspiracy theories are here saying that, okay, they're going to manufacture some sort of a chaos, and that would give him an excuse to stay in power for longer. Now, again, that's just a conspiracy theory. I don't know how true that is. I guess the next 9 or 10 days will tell us what happens. So the next 9 or 10 days are very interesting.
Here's a question by Xi Jinping. Thank you for the super chat, saying, why don't we see such targeting of politicians in India as compared to Pakistan? Rahul Gandhi and others are never attacked like this. I mean, Gandhi
Gandhi was killed. Indira Gandhi was killed. Her son Rajiv Gandhi was killed. What are you talking about?
Yes.
Which Gandhi wasn't killed?
The Rahul. Gandhi was-
How embarrassing
So
is it that he's alive? He'd be like, all of my relatives died because they were super politicians. They leave me alive because they don't see me as a threat. How embarrassing. If you're a Gandhian, you're not dead, you're not a serious politician.
No shit, don't say that. By the way,
What the hell, man?
thank you.
That's a joke.
Do your work properly.
That's a joke for legal reasons. That's a joke. Get my best-selling book, Why There Is No God, for free. Click on the link for it in the description.